Hello everyone, Shriram here. This is for a PMP success story. I have Roopini in front of me. So looks very spiritual, committed. You can look her and make a feel that she should be the first bench studio student to read and clear. We'll hear more about her preparation. Before that, congratulations, Roopini, for this wonderful achievement.
Thank you, Shriram. I should be really fortunate. I was able to find ShriLearning. So yes, I was I wanted to do PMP from last year. So I enrolled with you for April batch. So and then there was a family loss, and then but whatever I learned, I was able to apply it real time. That was something that I often used to share with you also. So what happened is the practically I was able to apply the learned skill, through which I was able to run my projects in a better way, I could say. And after that, I took a good break, and then I thought I should restart. And yes, again I enrolled with you for a November batch, and yes, from then things started.
Yeah, I found one thing with you is you apply it immediately. What you learn, you don't wait for okay, let me do the certification, then I will go and talk to senior management. Read it now, apply it there, and you see the results immediately. That's actually a good practice to want to say that. Here's a certificate for Roopini. She cleared on 17th of March successfully. She read really well. However, it is anyone will have this exam fear. She too had that exam fear. Everyone will go through that. So let's go listen from her how the journey started, how it went on. And she's a very good student of listening well in the class, asking the right questions. Of course, as she rightly said, there was some family thing happened, but that does not pull her down, right? She came out and said that, okay, let me fulfill the dreams of the people who were dreaming for me, right? So she took that effort, come forward for her mom to achieve this great. So wishes to you, Roopini. That's a good achievement. Give some highlight up. So what is the nature of job? What made you to think of PMP?
Okay. So I'm basically from IT background only. So I was like a normal person, from IT, like I was working in an operation. Basically, I was an SAP operation analyst. And then I got into a project management when I was associated with Dell, got internally trained. And, that's when my life took a turn into project management. So I joined internally as a project manager for infrastructure domain. That's how my journey into project management started. It was a proper waterfall methodology. When I say waterfall, it's all about, you have a lot of tools, a lot of process, a lot of documentation, and etc. So yes, it was my client facing also, client facing role. A lot of customer interaction is required, and scope validation, everything you can list when it comes to waterfall method was there. But at that point in time, I didn't know that there is so much science behind running a project. All I know is there's a process. I need to follow that process religiously and get the things done. So it was going like that for 1.5 years, like that. And after that, I got a challenging job where, I took up that because it was new to me and I want to experiment that. So I was fortunate to join my next company, and that was into Agile. That is my first company where I'm hearing the word Agile. And I was the only PMO. Okay. And it was a PMO project manager for one particular India rollout. And I don't have anyone here to help. So all I know is waterfall, and I had a lot of sophisticated tools for doing my things easier. But when I came to this job, there's nothing, there's no tools. And all I see is people are tracking things in Jira. I didn't know what is Jira. I was so scared. Really, what is this and all? And everywhere you hear people telling Scrum, Agile, and all of that. It was like, am I
All are
really
alien,
yeah.
alien words.
And the worst part is I didn't have any colleagues. So I was working for onshore team, and my scrum teams and all would I was very scared to reach them because I didn't know what is scrum, and I was managing the project of that kind. It was very difficult. Like first two, I think first 1 month I was like, whatever they used to say, I used to write it down. Okay, this call I'm going to talk only this. to get the flow. Okay, I know, okay, in backlog refinement, this is what they're going to do. What they are planning for next, they are going to do. That was my understanding. So it was at that level, like, but I used to get just making a note, like action items, say I need to do all this, I'll get it done. That's how it was. And then I thought, no, this is not how I should progress. And I really have to take a step in learning, otherwise I cannot really do things, because I was like very much scared, because I didn't know what is happening around me. And it was a global deployment kind. So what happened is, I have to tell people what is Agile, and I don't know what is Agile. So that's how the situation was. And then I got opportunity to learn little about Scrum and all of that. And I got certified as Scrum Master. And then, the journey started. So that was my first opportunity to engage with more than 100 plus stakeholders. So it was a very, it gave me a lot of visibility. And it is a direct application. As soon as I did that Scrum Master, I got an opportunity to implement, things like that. So it really helped. And after that, things were going on. And then I joined the next company and all of that. And Agile kept following me. Wherever I go, it was like Agile plus waterfall, Agile plus waterfall. Somehow I survived, and I, I came to 4.5 years or so. After that, what happened is, there came a point where I thought, like, I have to improve on myself. I should not be like just doing my work, getting my things done. I should get my domain experience. So I should know what I speak. So that's
Good.
when I reached out to you in LinkedIn, and you directly sent me the details of the course. You said it's starting April and all of that. So, and I enrolled for the course, and the first batch was very good. So I really love about your course is that you make sure that everybody's engaged. So that's one thing I really love. Like, I've taken a lot of lessons through your course, like, during the session. I know I've been one student from 1 year, like I was been with you with April, and then, again, I joined in the November, and every class of yours is different. So that I can tell you. So whatever was covered, the same course, but it's covered in different flavors. Okay, that's what I like. So everybody who is irrespective of any domain, there, if they would like to take a PMP, and so you're the right, they are at the right place when it's with ShriLearning. So with respect to the materials, yes, I was misguided. I had all the material. List anything for PMP, I have everything now. So list any book, any Udemy course, anything you can name, I have everything. But the one thing I didn't do is I didn't use the prescribed book, because that 6 months time when I had, what I did is I went into each topic in detail. It was like a deep dive. So that's what I was doing, but I didn't cover the syllabus. Okay, when I started, I realized, okay, these things doesn't work for exam, and I stick to only 2 books. One is Rita, and one is, Agile Practice Guide. So I did a thorough reading. So I had basically like a Kanban board. So this is my whiteboard. Like,
You have a board there. Okay. Oh, yeah. There's a board there. Okay, nice. A lot of things written there.
yeah.
After exam, still you maintain it.
Yeah, I did not clear it up. So what I used to do is, I had basically like a Gantt chart made. So every day I should cover this much, and what is my progress I was tracking, so that visibly I see things and I know where I stand. So that is something I was doing, because most of the time I'm at my workplace. So whenever I see my board, no, I will know where am I standing. Can I give my exam or no? That is my kind of learning. So
Nice.
I used to read a lot, keep the board open. So you can see me, there are some scores which are like 6 marks, 4 marks also. So when I initially started, I used to get 6 mark, 4 marks and all. So I used to feel like, okay, then, that is the time when I was just dedicating 1 hour, 45 minutes. Then I thought, this is not working for you. Sit for 2 hours, 3 hours. Then I made sure I slowly pump up the hours, and I was able to sit to 4 hours, 6 hours. I gradually increased the hours. All that is because I kept my data visible. Info radiators.
Information radiator.
Yes, if I truly believe that you write it in a paper, you will forget, and it's for sure. But when you see something every day, you will know where you are. So that is something I did. So that helped me. So what I used to do is, after I read every chapter, so entire chapter I used to concise in 1 page. So I didn't make any, yes, like all others, they made a very sophisticated book with A to Z information. I didn't do anything like that. I read clearly once Rita. After reading clearly Rita, since I had a lot of materials and all, initially I was misguided. I was using a lot of materials, not following the syllabus or anything. What I did this time is just read the book. After reading the book, Rita's questions, whatever were behind, so I was answering all those questions. I took 3 copies of the same set. After chapter, you have 30 questions. So what I did is, first when I start, my way of seeing the things would be different, right? So that is when first time I'm reading the syllabus. After that, I wrote the same test after I was like 80% completed the syllabus. Then my mark improved. On the same set of questions, my mark improved. And then final, again, what I did is I wrote the same test, same 30 questions, and it helped. So it helped me evaluate my understanding at different stages. The way I see the question changed. The time I took for answering the same 30 questions improved. So
is it because, for example, there is a chapter called stakeholder management? You took 30 questions, maybe you scored 50%, let's imagine. Now, after you read stakeholder, now you read resource management, you may read quality. Again, do you come back to the same 30 questions? That's how you do?
No, I didn't do like that. So I read one chapter, I gave the chapter test, and then we have our ShriLearning communication board has that. Yes.
Practice questions. Okay, in ShriLearning.
Correct. So what I used to do is communication board, only 10 questions, not more. So nothing more. So once first I started with people, I completed all 3 sets. Then every day I used to repeat 10, first morning 10, 10, 10. So all the 3 chapters of people, 10, 10, 10, just to assess if I remember the topics. That's all. There I will stop. There I'll stop. If I am getting above 7, I will stop. Yes, I know. Let me go to next chapter. That's all.
Nice. That's a good idea. So do you analyze a question after you take the test?
Yes, I do analyze. I have a book, and that book, what I do is I don't write if some question I have made a mistake. So there is an explanation that is provided to us in communication book, right? So I used to not write the same explanation. I used to write what I understood from that answer. So what is the keyword, where I have to look for, and what I did not see in that question, which made that question wrong. That's all I used to write. So what happened is I just made a very only one book I wrote is that book, where it is like my lesson learned. What I missed to see in a question that made the question wrong. That's all. So that I did for all the 10 mark questions also, because per day I'm not taking more than 30 questions. Each 10 questions means I have time.
Your time to analyze. Very good. Nice, nice. That's
so
nice. Good.
That is what I was doing maximum. And then first I started with people. I got good confidence because people I was constantly getting above 70, 75, 80. So my score was like that. So I was very sure. And then next what I did is I did complete Agile practice guide. So Agile practice guide, I completed it in 3 days. And then I was taking a lot of, chapter test and all of that. So all that was sorted. And then I missed the last part, that is that, glossaries and all the definitions of each chapter. So that I read, of course, I really missed to read that. And I read it only before the exam. I just made a note, these things comes under this chapter like that. So I made a mind map. For every chapter, I had a mind map. So in this chapter, these are the topics that's going to come. I didn't have any detailed notes, but this chapter, these are the topics it will come. So every chapter I read, I will just make one page, that's all. And that one page will have if I'm talking about, for example, communication. So I just have 3 things. So for that 3 things, like plan, communication, manage, and monitor. So plan what I should know, for monitor what I should know, and for managing what I should know. So how is this chapter linked to other chapters? So where all this is being used. So basically communication in which chapters, during integration I'll use, when I'm managing and developing team I will use, for resource management. So that's all. That's a so I see that paper, I should know, like, okay, this chapter, what are the topics overall, and where are the other areas where this chapter will be applied. That's all I learned.
Nice. Good. Strategy looks really good. Interesting. And I know your work nature is not that easy. You have a tight packed work. How do you buy time from your work hours, or maybe after work hours? How do you spend time to read?
Actually, I was away from my phone, so I had a basic, basic set for 3 months. I was using WhatsApp from beta version only through laptop. I was not connected to any apps. I was totally away from all the distractions, from all the TV and whatsoever you can list. So all I had is I had my books, I had my like everything handy. So every time I get time between my work, I used to just see that one page which I created, just one page. So after reading every chapter, I used to do only one page of writing. That would take me half an hour to 40 minutes. That's all. That would be like detailed, but not more than one page. That was, I kept it mind like if I keep more page, I won't read. So I just needed to be one page so that every day I just need some 40 minutes to look after everything detailedly. After that, I'll take chapter test. That was my idea. So every day, this was my plan. So people will take me like 20 minutes, and then process will take me 40 minutes, and business I will look after for 20 minutes. So within 1 hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hour, I should be able to wrap everything maximum. For 1 hour, 40 minutes, I will wrap everything. And I had a pattern of taking exam. So when I say pattern, like we have our communication board where we have a chapter test every 10 questions. That was one of the fantastic tool I could say. So why? Because when you say PMP, there are a lot of materials in the market where they start with 100 questions or 50 questions. You would be exhausted. For sure, nobody has time to sit for 40 questions in the busy schedule. So this is one of the simplest tool I could say. What I did is every chapter I have one page notes. So I used to refer that quickly, and I used to take chapter test. So I had a pattern. So integration is, I'll start with integration. I'll start with people. I'll go around the process. I'll complete with business. So my pattern is first morning, I'll start with integration, then resource, stakeholder, and communication. So I'll take 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, so I am good with integration. That means I know other topics better. With that, I'll go to other three people. I will complete it. So by afternoon, I'll get confidence that yes, I remember these. And then afternoon, again, I will do process. So 10, 10, 10, all chapters, scope, schedule, cost, risk, all this I will take 10, 10, 10. So by the end of the day, I'll feel like, okay, I have completed all the chapters. And every chapter I used to make a mark assessment on my own. Like, okay, if which chapter my scores is below 8 or 7, my was always with people I used to get above 7 and 8. And with respect to schedule and all of that, I took time because I went a little deep learning, like all the exercise problems I have solved in Rita. So people skip the exercise problem, but what I would say is those are written for a reason. And let's not see the exam as just for marks. So it helped me learn a lot. So it's good to look after that also, if time permits. Like,
All
not.
right. That's interesting. That's interesting, really. I like the strategy. I like the pattern. First, I like that mindset of staying away from the distractions. So you put yourself off from mobile, television, unwanted things. I think that saves a lot of time, right? The mindset gets
Yes,
lifted.
it is sure, because the I stick to 1.5 months. I just wanted to close out everything January, like I really wanted to close out. So one thing I did is, if I am with phone, I will be distracted, so I cannot concentrate on what I really need. So even if I get 20 minutes of a time, so I will be browsing something that is unwanted. And I would have revised something that would have saved my time. So I really wanted to stay away. So
True.
I should really be thankful to my family, especially my in-laws and my husband, who've been really supportive.
Mm.
So, I'm like that old school kind of a girl who needs everything in book and paper. So I used to print a lot of things, like, print, read, print, read, print, read, like that, because all the questions in the ShriLearning, like I used to take a print out of it, all the
Oh,
10 marks thing, no? So I used to take everything. So weekly I used to assess good, which went well, which did not go well, everything I used to analyze. So
wow,
that
wow.
really helped.
That's interesting. Good, good way of preparation. So after all this preparation, how the main exam look like?
ShriLearning is the difficult exam. If you can clear ShriLearning with 70, 70, or like, you can do PMP. That is my way of looking at exam, because, with ShriLearning, one thing what I say is your mind would be clear. Okay, so you would be prepared for PMP mentally. Okay, so what to focus, what not to focus, where not to waste your time on, all this will be sorted. And the weekly mock will keep you, like, engaged. it will help you analyze, where you are lagging behind. So weekly mock, and the best is the 10 marks exams, chapter wise quizzes. So those are awesome. And even the full mocks, whatever I have taken, I didn't take any prepcast or anything. And I'm very sure, because a lot of people who took prepcast, because since my journey is like for 1 year or so, I've contacted thousands of people with respect to PMP exam. Everybody will be demotivated once they take this prepcast, and they will feel like they don't know anything. I didn't want to go to that zone at all. So I just wanted to take ShriLearning. You advised me to take 5. I took all 5. And one day before exam also, to assess, I took everything. I stopped it there. I didn't go anywhere after that. So with just ShriLearning materials, yes, it is possible.
Good to know. Good to know. Nice to know that. So main exam, were you able to utilize the time effectively?
I did a lot of you have guided us, but I tried to use my little brain, and I proved a lot of things wrong. One is to take a good amount of rest during the exam, which I did not do. And
the previous day, I tell everyone, please sleep well. When I'm telling, I know that they won't sleep. At least 3 hours of sleep is good.
Yeah, because you also told me, like, during full mock, you have to, like, when you're giving ShriLearning full mock, you have to train your mind to write it in exam fashion. But I never took that seriously. Trust me, that is one of the, like, anybody who asks me today, I tell, please take whatever he says as a Bible. So what mistake I did is that, because for my full mock, I used to sit 4 hours in the same place and give. Okay, so I thought, okay, I'm doing ShriLearning thing. I can do there also for 4 hours, sitting at the same place. Okay, so I did the first mock, and my score was in 67. And the second mock, the mistake is I had a hard end date. I want to do it today, the second mock. And the whole day I was busy. I started the exam at 11 in the night, and I ended at 4 a.m. What happened is, yeah, I was half asleep. And my eyes was closing. In one eye, I was reading for more than 40 questions, and I wanted to complete that exam.
But anyway, you didn't complete that day. It's the next day morning.
Yeah. So, sorry, this is my third mock. Sorry. Second mock, yes, there was a spike from 67. I went to 76. So it was like
good score.
Third mock, I felt like this is the blunder which I did. And because of all these things, I was not able to concentrate on all those questions. I came back to 67. I came back. And then I was totally feeling very bad. I was like, what is happening? Because I just had 3 days. Okay. So then what I did is I wanted to take one more mock. I took. So that is when my things changed. And I made sure I took it, the exam on the daytime, when I'm calm and I'm totally relaxed. One day before, I slept early, just to ensure that, I take this very religiously, and whatever I get now is the final exam mark for you. So that's how I prepared my mind. So morning, I had my proper breakfast and all. I sat in a place where nobody will disturb me, and I took the exam, and yes, I went above 75. So I was like, sure, yes, I'm on the right track. The mistake what I did is I should have not taken in the odd hours. Yeah. So that is one thing. And yes, on main exam, if I have not listened to you on main exam, fortunately I listened, and it really helped. One thing is to take breaks, because one problem with me is, once something is right, I'll check 1,000 times. I don't know how to avoid that, but I did it. So for all the first set 60 questions, I thought everything I will flag, like, I have time. For 60 questions, I had more than 30 things flagged.
God's sake.
So I was checking each and everything. Only for the 60 questions, I was 99 minutes.
Okay.
Double checking, triple checking, all this was happening. And I was like, no, I know what is going on. I can manage. And after that 60 thing only, unfortunately, we don't have watches and anything. And once I start seeing that, time getting reduced, my heart rate was pumping. Will I be able to complete? So then that is the time when that is exactly that 60 minutes break came, and I came out. It was like 11:30. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, things, I was talking to myself, like, things, just don't do double, triple checking and all. We're all good. We're all sorted. I was speaking to myself that 10 minutes, like it's not 10 minutes. It's only, I could say it is only 5 minutes, because 3 minutes will go for the person who's going to give you the system, again, log in, log out, and all of that will take 2-3 minutes. And you should be 1 minute before, right? That is what they say at the center. So you basically have 5 minutes. So that 5 minutes is must. If you don't take that, it really is pressurizing. And I felt the pressure. So I was just waiting for that 60 to tick so that I can come out. I just want to talk to myself. I want to talk to myself, because there was a person who was sitting next to me in the exam hall, and they had another set of exams, not PMP. So there was another exam, dental or something going on. And the person was reading so loud. And yeah, he was really so loud. And I really had to raise my hand, like, and tell them, like, I cannot speak to them, obviously, because of some, like, we cannot speak to other candidates.
Yeah.
I had to tell to them to, soft, and I was given that, headset to wear. So one side my mask and one side my headset, I'm not able to breathe, I'm not able to hear. And I went close to the system so that I'm away from all this distraction. And I was listening to I was with the system, just like so near, like just me and my system. That's how I was sitting. And fortunately, the system was in a good condition. Yes, I didn't face anything on that side of the issues. So after that 60 minutes, I came out, I spoke to myself that things are good, you will do, and all of that. And then, as you advised, I took that half a chocolate. I was like, my hands were shivering because I was scared if I won't be able to complete. So I just took that half chocolate and went inside. Like, I had something and I went inside. She said, you keep it in your tissue paper so that if you feel like eating during the exam, you can eat. I thought that idea is good. So let's not waste time. Enough of speaking to myself. I took half inside. Yeah.
They allowed to take the chocolate in?
Yeah, without the cover. So you can wrap, they'll give you tissue paper. And so you can keep the chocolate in the tissue paper. And that's because that female, like, she saw me, like, I was walking and speaking to myself. She saw something has happened. Something has happened. Yeah, she thought something has happened to this female. So we should give some, leverage to her. So she said, you please have and go. And it's like, no, I have less time. And then she said, you please take it in this tissue paper. And I kept the chocolate next to me. I said, you complete another 40 questions. It's so much, only then you can touch that chocolate. The chocolate was a motivation for me. Like, I completed 40 and I said, like, yeah, I own this chocolate now. That's how I'm motivated. And then, yes, I completed. I had the second set was a little easier. Like, I had some match the following questions, mostly with Agile and all of that. I had some mathematical questions also. One is with respect to, give on the cost chapter, basically. They'll just give you the CPI, SPI, and they'll ask you whether it's behind and all of that kind. And one is using that BAC by CPI. So we calculate. I just had that just straightforward, those two questions. And one is with respect to schedule. So they're just given an activity where, for one activity.
You can answer it. Okay. Yeah. Not much deeper.
No.
All right. That's good. That's good. So second set gave you some energy now.
Second set. Yeah. One thing I would say is, if you feel it is, you get little confidence, don't keep checking again and again. You'll waste your time. That's what I did. And only the questions you feel that you are not confident, it is better to flag, because you will have a big set of things. You won't know where to go and check, which is the most needed one to really check. I didn't know that. So I was checking the first 10 and then I had 20 more. I said, no, this doesn't work. Let's go to the next set. So it will just kill your time. So it's good to flag only the things you feel that really needs.
Yeah. So second break, did you take the break? Second break?
I took second break.
This time you talked to yourself, or how are you?
No, I was confident. Like, once I completed the second set, I felt that I am doing exam better. That confidence was there to me.
Very good. Very good.
Yes,
how about the guy? The guy who was keep on so loudly reading?
Once I said, and after that they were, talking to themselves, the volume was much better. So I did not go and disturb them or anything. I was happy because as then when I started giving when my exam was progressing, I could feel that, yes, I'm doing good. So, to be honest, everybody will feel that if they are doing good or no. In the second half, they can judge if they will pass or fail,
Yeah,
if
things
they've
are in
really
control.
studied. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
things
for
are in
sure.
control. Yeah, that's a good thing. Good thing. So now the next pressure will happen when you come close to 180 question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the last 10 question.
the funny part is I completed 9 minutes before. And even
Whoa.
though I exhausted a lot of time, and I don't know, I completed 9 minutes before, and I was like sitting, okay, what should I do? I was sure that, I will pass. So I
Very good.
didn't have a question with respect to whether I'll pass or fail or anything, because ShriLearning questions were a little complicated, a lengthy ones and all of that. Exam does not have like that. I just had 3 questions which had more than 5-6 lines, just 3. That too in the first 60 only. In the second, third, most of it is only 3 lines, max 3 lines, nothing more than that. So, but ShriLearning, we have the big essay kind of a thing, and I was prepared. I prepared myself that these like ShriLearning is what you're going to get in exam. Things are going to be like passage, and you have to prepare yourself to write and all of that. But actually,
That's the
exam was
reason. Yeah. See, the question paper is set like this so that first 2-3 exams will go a little normal, then the intensity will increase when you go to third or fourth exam. The reason is we want make you to prepare a little higher level. Then when you go to main exam, you will be moderate. If you prepare moderate here, that will be tougher for you. So say time management also is a problem. With the ShriLearning, if you can do 230 minutes, there you will do 15 minutes earlier. The reason is
That's
some of the questions will be a little lengthy, less lengthy. All right, good. Last 2-3 questions. How was it? You are clear with your mind that I'm going to clear. Achha, very good, nice. So we waited for the 9 minutes to over, or you click the button.
No, I didn't know that, like, all the 180 questions is done, and I just click next. There is no submit option. So usually what happens is we are used to seeing submit option in ShriLearning. I was like, okay, waiting, we have 9 minutes and all of that, fortunately, before I, do the last question, I pray to all the God possible. Firstly, my mother. So first my mother, and then all the God in the world. So after that is done, I was just waiting for a submit button to come, but there is no submit button. Unfortunately, there's no submit button. After that, I just got a blue screen, and then, congratulations thing. And I was like, yes, I have done, because I knew from lot of success story, this is how the results are going to come.
Anyway,
So,
you know the result already. You're going to clear.
no, that's all because of you. Because I remember, like, I was too much panicked. I really wanted to take the exam on the one day before exam, because I lost confidence because of taking the exam on the wrong time, stressed myself and people around me. And I needed that exam, because that gave me a confidence that I know stuff. So all this thing happened because I did not plan my mock properly. That is, last before mock, I should have not taken in orders. So this is one thing I would tell to whoever is going to take exam. Give your mocks like that way you want to prepare yourself for your final exam, like
Right.
final PMP, where you are comfortable, you are not sleepy, you are you feel your day is good. When you start your day itself, it's better to give, because at the end of the day, you would have some kind of things you would have faced the whole day. So
Right.
your mind would not be able to focus. So better to give in the early morning, or finish happily eating breakfast and sit and give the exam.
Good, good, good. A lot of good, valuable points. Thanks for sharing that. And I'm sure that once you saw the certificate, the family was very happy that you achieved it, right? They should be proud of it. So, whom you want to give credit in your family? You want to give the credit to the family who supported you?
So first is to my mom. She,
Hmm.
without, she's a person, behind everything what I am today. So I would like to thank her for, for everything that I am today. And secondly is I'm very much blessed with a family that is there as a support to me. So during everything, in my ups and downs and everything, I have another mother in the form of mother-in-law. She's there to support for me to everything. So because of her and because of my in-laws, obviously my in-laws and my husband, without which I cannot do anything. There have been
Great.
people who are like, what do you say, blocking, they were making sure that I don't get distracted. So I have taken this exam. I started again in August. I couldn't
Uh-huh.
concentrate because, I was mentally blocked by different things. And it was again my husband who said, you started it for a cause, just do it. Don't be a failure. So he was a person, he is a person behind everything what I am today.
Nice,
And
nice.
yeah.
Good.
And
So good
obviously
team
my
effort.
mother-in-law. So without her, I cannot do anything because she encouraged me to study. She never let me do anything. She gave importance to my career. So I should be always, have a lot of respect, and I should have gratitude for it.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is the one thing we keep talking in the class also, that family comes first, right? The rest comes later, and a beautiful family with proper understanding, the
Yeah.
rest all automatically happens. That's a message.
I remember my father-in-law getting printout of the exam papers, like the mock exam and all. He used to like, you give exam, I'll go get printout. He used to be like so kind to me. Like
Nice.
everybody has a family. This exam is not something like, you get some dumps, you clear it in 1 month or anything. It requires a lot of support from the family, without which this exam is not possible. And the
True.
second is you really need discipline. Without discipline, this exam is, if you don't have discipline, this exam is not for you. So that is something, like, for sure, as you say, you should have love for the subject. So there are people in my career who, because I'm a management resource, right from the start of my career, I'm a management resource. So there are people who have mocked at me, who have told, management is something that you can just Google something and do it. It's not some rocket science and all of that. So I request all of them to please accept this as a challenge and take this exam. If you feel it is rocket science, please do it, and you will know the pain of it. So
Wow, that's an open challenge.
definitely.
All right, interesting. I know I'm hearing this for a long time. When I say I'm coaching project management, anybody can coach man. I said, okay, fine. So it's sometimes you cannot argue with somebody. Maybe they are talented. We cannot argue. But what he said is right. It has its own ups and downs. You should know that corners of how to handle people, conflict, or agile factors, right? Putting a pressure of 230 minutes and solving 180 questions. Leisure way, you can coffee time, you can solve the question. But under time pressure, you will come to know who you are.
That is sure, because it's not just an exam. It's going to help you, come out of it, of this exam, as a new person. That is for sure. So one
Exactly.
is the dedication, the love and respect to your work. So
Right.
that has increased. That has really increased, and you will feel that you know your work better. So after this exam, that is
Beautiful.
really something that I am liking.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I'm sure you're already applying it, which we discussed in the beginning of the interview. And I'm also seeing that you're growing up in your career. Really good. I assume it's also helping you in the next stages where you want to move in your career, right?
Yes.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Okay, go ahead. Keep applying more in your corporate and your personal life. I found you from the day one when you started the session, you're more committed, asking questions, and a lot of ups and downs in life. But again, you're able to come back. So you proved that I can achieve. That's a really good message. Thanks a lot,
And
Roopini, for coming up here.
one more thing, Sriram, I really have to mention about awesome community which we have within ShriLearning. So
Mm.
it's a wonderful platform, I could say, because see, I'm just a newbie, okay, for management. So I'm just stepping into being a more professional person after this exam, right? So I have been given an opportunity to speak to people who are double or triple my experience, okay. So and all of them are grounded. Everybody is grounded, and everybody's happy to hear other success and help to other success. That is something new. So I had a very good study buddies, and they were there, and we had a team, like, we used to make sure that everybody does this chapter on the same day, we do test on the same day.
Mhm.
Everybody was there to help each other. So I would
That's
really like
interesting.
to mention about all my friends, like they are now friends for life, for sure. They have been such a, without any expectation. The community is built very beautifully with right people, right talent, and of course, the right coach who's leading us. So I should thank about Rahul also. So because for all the application process and all the materials, whatever you ask is just a click away from him. That's all. So, so he's been always that kind of a person. So I should thank Rahul also for that. And the community is good. So we are having, whoever is going to join ShriLearning is going to experience a different learning which they have not undergone so far. One is like you get along with a lot of different people, and the way they see things, and there are people who have helped me too. So this exam is going to take you over emotionally also. At some place you'll feel like, what is happening, am I not doing anything? After reading everything, you'll feel that, did I read? That is also the stage which will happen. So there are people who have been a support for all this to overcome, to make me also feel that I can do this exam. So I should thank everybody, and especially you, for having a thought of bringing something like this, a community where everybody gets an opportunity to speak to people and learn from them.
Beautiful, beautiful, nice. I know, like this community there. One thing we felt is when we keep things open. I know some of the people ask me, Shriram, you kept everything open. Somebody can copy the content of yours. I say, let them copy. So let them be happy. What is that you're going to lose, right? So I remember one day, one woman, she messaged me, Shriram, look like all the content are shared by the people. They can easily take it from there. Let them take it. What's there? Of course, that content is not mine. So I'm deriving somewhere. I'm giving a knowledge to people. So let people get out of it, right? So this knowledge spread happened with this community. And we found that people are so happy to help each other. I can see people are coming out of this money mindset and feeling that let everyone be happy. You grow and I will also grow, right? So leadership is all about helping each other. That's what I have learned. And I think that is happening all over this group. I'm so happy to see that.
And right. One more call out is regarding your career counseling. That is really great. Because people like me who are just taking a bigger step into professional, after doing PMP, or someone who will want to, change their career path. Okay. So that gives them a lot of guidance. Often we get stuck who we should go reach out to and what should we do in the next step. So that is something like giving us a roadmap, what we should do in the next stage and how things are. And yes, I've been a person who is always bugging you with respect to, anything I get with respect to my career moves or anything. And you've been that person to guide me for, take your suggestions in anything. And your career guidance is a one awesome initiative. So thanks for that.
Sure. Thanks, Roopini. I know it's a very interesting fact with you to listen that you started it and you completed the exam and now you're looking for next growth in life. So these are the good set examples for the many people around here, because many watching this video either reading for the exams or looking for a job change. And I would tell Roopini has proved it that it is possible, even though she has very lesser amount of experience than number of people in the market. So really good job, and start applying what you learn and keep growing in your leadership career. Proud of you. Good wishes.
Thank you, Shriram. Thanks a lot for your support and it.
Great. All the viewers, thanks for watching this video. I'm sure you got some tips from here. I keep telling that you cannot exactly copy somebody's template. It won't work. So you're going to pick up something like what she said about the chapter test, what she does. And she gave some idea about reading one page or one particular content depth, understanding it. Some of that will help, but exactly copy, I'm sure it won't work, because you may have come from a different family. You may come from different way of reading from your school days and college days. So everyone is different in nature. So try to catch up what are the interesting thing what she said. But one thing is stay confident and disciplined. She rightly said, if you're not disciplined, this is not for you, right? In the classes, I keep telling there are two things, discipline and consistency. So she proved it, and you can also do that. That's a message. Good wishes to all. Thanks for watching this, and we will come up with more success stories. Good wishes, Roopini. Keep rocking.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.